You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Big Brother fans, we have got your BB27 spoilers on the Power of Veto comp that played out Saturday for week 3. If you thought this week was going to be boring, think again, because the Power of Veto competition flipped the house upside down again. Lauren is going to have to now make a renom, so we're going to see lots more crying and breakdowns, I suspect, like she did during her original nominations when she put up Kelley, Keanu, and Will on the chopping block. This is Belinda, and if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Bottom line is that the POV winner was Lauren's original target, also a house target, and now she's got to figure out what to do, and that means another house guest is royally screwed, and we're going to tell you which one. Just yesterday, we had Lauren sitting pretty. She was head of household, thinking she had everything under control. She put up Keanu, Kelley, and Will on the block. It was a nice little trio that seemed a pretty safe move, you know? Everybody dislikes Keanu, and Kelley agreed that Lauren could put her up. Will was mildly disgruntled, but he also knows he's safe. So bottom line, Lauren wasn't making controversial picks or a big move by nominating those 3. And when they did the veto player draw, Vince and Ashley's names came up. So heading into the Saturday POV comp was HOH Lauren, nominees Kelley, Keanu, and Will, and also Ashley and Vince. So from the BB27 live feeds, it sounds like the veto competition had house guests navigating some kind of laser maze while carrying objects, something maybe heist themed. They had something like this in the past. I think it was BB22, and I think Enzo won it. So Will complained afterward that this competition was clearly designed for people in their 20s, not someone his age. I can't wait to see it, but it reminds me of that scene from the movie Entrapment. It came out like 1999. Do you guys remember it? It was Catherine Zeta-Jones and Sean Connery, and there was a laser maze she had to go to steal something, and there was all this sexy stuff with her bottom all up in the air going through lasers all sensually. Although I'm guessing when we see this Power of Veto comp play out on Wednesday's CBS episode, it's not going to be that sexy, but it makes me miss Sean Connery. All right, back to Big Brother. Going into this comp, everybody was whispering about potential scenarios based on who would win the Golden Power of Veto. Ashley promised Will she would use the veto on him if she won it, and since Ashley's not on the block, she could keep them both safe. Now that sounds cool. That sounds plausible. Sounds like a nice thing. But then there's Vince, and this is where it gets interesting. He told all 3 nominees, Keanu, Will, and Kelley, that he would save them if he won. And that makes me think that Vince either planned on throwing the comp or he cannot count to 3. I'll let y'all decide. Speaking of Vince not being able to count, though, he has made final 2 deals with most of the house. He is also the one supposedly controlling Lauren's HOH this week, according to Rachel at least. And Vince does know he's playing a dangerous game because he told the cameras that he's digging himself a huge hole. We have seen this before. Paul Abrahamian did it, Tyler Crispin did it, and now Vince is doing it, but not nearly as well as they did. Rachel told Keanu that Vince is a mastermind and is running Lauren's HOH and the game. If that's true, Vince may be playing a much deeper game than we realized, but I personally think Rachel has too much faith in Vince and also her stylist, if I am being honest. But the BB27 drama didn't stop there. Rachel and Keanu had this intense conversation, but it was less of a confrontation, which is what's usual for them, and was a heart-to-heart. They talked in the gym, and Rachel gave Keanu some hard truths. Rachel told him that he seems, quote, a little bit fake when he talks to her. And Keanu did tell Rachel that he owes her an apology. She also brought up the time when Keanu said he was the best Big Brother player ever. Keanu denied saying that, but we all know we got the receipts. So then Rachel basically told Keanu that the entire house is against him. Rachel told Keanu that everybody mentioned his name during pre-nomination meetings with Lauren. And Rachel told Keanu that she is still hearing that he's coming after her. And of course, Keanu denied it, and he asked Rachel who's saying that, but she would not give Keanu any names because Rachel says Keanu betrayed her. and she doesn't trust him anymore. Meanwhile, Keanu thinks it's Morgan and Mickey, but he is wrong. Also on the live feeds, Kelley said she and her dad are going on a trip to Peru and to see Machu Picchu, and Kelley said her dad has a friend that can get them, quote, backstage stuff, like it's a Disney tour. All right, girl. I guess she's talking about access to excavations and parts of the pyramids that the public generally doesn't get to see. Not really pyramids, the mounds. You know what I'm talking about. But you can buy an upgrade excursion. It's just, having the money. Anyway, the feeds went down a little after noon, stayed down for around 5 hours, which makes sense for a maze type comp like this because it will be run on an individual basis 6 times. And when the BB27 live feeds came back up, guess who was holding that golden power of veto? It was Keanu. That's right, the guy everybody wants out just won his ticket off the block. That is his second veto save, though technically this is the first one he actually earned on his own merit since Casey handed him his last veto. And now, of course, Lauren's in full panic mode. This has blown up her game as far as she can see. It isn't great for other players because somebody else is going up. It's just a mess. Thankfully, she won't have to make 5 because there's no special powers at play. But somebody's getting screwed over and put on the block to replace Keanu. Lauren was already stressed about her original nominations, crying about having to put people up. Imagine if Jimmy had cried that much over each of his 5 nominations. So when Vince asked Lauren who she was going to put up on the block, she said her pick is going to be really bad, really bad. And the house dynamics, of course, continue to shift by the hour. Kelley has apparently, again, been spreading rumors about various people instigating stuff. Zach made a joke. He's just a background character this week, and that had Rachel suggesting that he should take off his shirt. So Zach did, and then Will said Zach is the prettiest man he's ever seen. That should make it onto the CBS episode this week, I hope, and I have to agree with Will. Zach is hot on a volcanic scale. Meanwhile, poor Lauren's keeping track of who hasn't bothered to come talk to her during her HOH range. This veto win changes everything. Obviously, Keanu went from being the house target to having all the power to save himself, so that means somebody else is about to be up on the block. Even before the POV comp, Ashley's name was being thrown around as the likely replacement nominee after a 2-hour conversation between Lauren and Vince. So as of now, Ashley is at the top of Lauren's list as a replacement nominee. We'll confirm that for you after Monday's veto meeting. But for now, Keanu's safe. Ashley's likely headed to the hot seat, and Lauren's probably on her 3rd box of Kleenex. Come back soon for more spoilers.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.